All right, y'all. So questions to ask yourself if you are not losing weight or seeing results on your health journey. Let's talk about it. So the number one question that you need to ask yourself if you are not losing weight or not seeing success on your health journey is, are you drinking enough water? Guess what? More than 70% of your body and your muscles is water. So you need to flush said water. A really great example that I give people, especially people that have trouble with constipation, is I'll ask them, if you were to go poop in a toilet, we're going there. We're talking about poop. If you were to go poop in a toilet and you go to flush it, but there's no water, what happens? And it's like their face goes, ugh, right? Because then they realize, oh, my body's not able to release or empty or flush any of that junk that's been sitting in there that jiggles or whatever. So are you drinking enough water? Number one, making sure that your body is hydrated so that your body can run its course. Also, remember that when your body starts releasing fat, the way that you get rid of it, the way that you expel it from your physical body is through your breath first, okay? Because that's the easiest way, H2O, right? So, and carbon monoxide, that's the first way that you get something to expel out is through your breath, and then it's gonna be through your sweat and through your urine. So that means, actually it goes right into the next point, is that you need to exercise. You need to be active. You need to make sure that you are getting your heart rate up is wonderful for your cardiovascular health. Doing cardio is for your cardiovascular health. But doing something to push your body so that you're breathing heavier, breathing more, pushing things for fluid, okay? So also think of your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. For your circulatory system has your heart, whereas your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. It goes with muscle contraction. So what does that do? That helps flush things out of your body. So important. So also goes with water. So water, are you getting enough active movement throughout the day? The next one is going to be, are you paying attention to your calories? Because calories in, calories out does serve a purpose and a place in all of these things, okay? So the question that I like to ask is, do you know your caloric output? Do you know what your body burns on an average day by itself? And this number is calculated typically off of your muscle mass and body fat percentage, because for every pound of fat that you have, you burn 2 calories per hour. For every pound of muscle that you have, you burn 5 to 7 calories per hour. Big difference, okay? And so knowing where your caloric output is, and then knowing if you're eating too much, right? So are you overeating or are you eating too little? I one time had a client that was only eating about 800 calories a day. Drove me bonkers because I was working her hard and that was what she wanted, but she wasn't eating enough. And it probably took this gal like 3 years before she I'm like, you've got to eat more. You've got to eat more. She was stubborn. Love her, but stubborn. But let me tell you what, finally, like 3 years in, she decides, okay, what I'm doing obviously is not working. Alba, what you got for me? And so I had her pretty much double what it was that she was eating. And in the first week, she lost 3 pounds. So making sure that you have a balance so that you're fueling your body and making sure that you're giving it what it needs for everything that you're doing. Then the next question is your body getting enough nutrients, right? Because even though you're eating something, even though something is going into your mouth, is that something nutrient dense? Or is it like, I don't know, a potato? I mean, a potato still has some nutrients. So is it like you're eating plastic where what's the point? It's just empty calories. So making sure that what you're eating is something that your body can actually use. It's going to change how your body feels, and it needs to be something that your body recognizes what to do. Because if you go to eat something, let's say some kind of, I don't know, Fruit Loop gummy something, and you eat it, and then your body goes, well, what the flip is this? I don't know what this is. So what does your body do? Your body stores it. We don't want to store it, because when stuff gets stored, that's where you get stuff that jiggles. We don't want stuff that jiggles. So making sure that you're getting good nutrients, super important. Sometimes people, people do supplements. That's one way. A lot of supplements obviously are going to be synthetic. And so will your body receive those in exactly the same way? No. It's something, it's absolutely better than nothing, but know that the entire beautiful garden of green that God has created has already been created in balance of nutrients. So making sure that you're getting in some organic stuff too is going to also help and make a difference. Then the next question that you want to ask yourself is, are you handling your stress well? There is this hormone that's called cortisol. And so when your cortisol, well, and insulin too, when all of this starts spiking, boop, 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 then obviously your metabolism is going to slow down. Your body ends up holding on more and then it stays in an inflammatory state. So are you managing your stress well and making sure that you're keeping everything inside here, all like in unison and feeling good? And then the last question that you want to ask yourself is, are you getting enough sleep? This is a huge one, and one that especially moms, we struggle with sometimes because we put our kids to bed, and then a lot of times that's when we get to do all the things around the house that needs to get done. That's our time that we get to have some us time for a little bit, and then whoop, flip the clock, and it's already time to get up. And I don't know about you, but my kids are up at 6, and this mama doesn't work, I don't function that early. So are you getting enough sleep? Super important. And making sure that your body is rested. Another question that I ask a lot of my clients is, what do you do to relax? What do you do for you time? What do you do for self-care? What do you do for self-love? What are things that you do that is outside of all the stresses of feeling like I need to do this. Because this comes back to cortisol levels and making sure that you're coming back and spending enough time for you. There are days that I do not exercise, and there are days that I will just do some stretches. There are days that I have one of those, the yoga hammocks. So it's a hanging hammock. And there are days that is my exercise. And it's a feel good moment for the day, and it's what my body needs that day. And then there are days that I take total rest. Know that those days are important. Just don't get caught in a lazy nudge of being in one of those days. So those are questions for you guys to ask yourself if you feel like you're in a slump or in a plateau, you're not losing weight, or just not seeing, whether it's gains or whatever for your health journey. Those are questions to ask yourself and see if where is there something that you can help your body to create balance. A lot of times people also, they explain it as like the health wheel. Have you ever heard of that? The health wheel? I've heard people describe it that way. But imagine that you think of it like a pie chart, right? But then what if one of those pie chart pieces are missing and you take it out? So then instead of this wheel, now you have this wheel that has like this weird divot. And so when you go to turn the wheel and start rolling it, it goes clunk, 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 clunk. How well does that wheel function? So I don't know where that came from, but we're gonna go with it. So pay attention to your health wheel. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.